nothing can break me.
Hi, I'm Emma. Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you're brand new, thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you like to stick around and join us in all of our adventures. You do that by hitting the little subscribe button, it's just down there. If you do hit the subscribe button, then please make sure to turn the notification bell as well, and then you'll be notified every single time that we post. So today is a bookish video. We've been trying to integrate a few more of our likes into our YouTube channel, and obviously I like books. So this is the Clue game book tag. It was created by the Bookish Bryants, and I was tagged by Heather over at the Disney Housewife, so I'll leave both of those channels down below. Clue is a game. I don't know if you're aware of it, but over in the UK we call it Cluedo. I don't know if it's Cluedo in America as well, but Heather has called it Clue, so I think it might just be called Clue in America, but the concept is exactly the same. So the prompts are all based on characters and places and weapons in the game Clue or Cluedo, and then we have to pick a book based on that prompt. This one actually really had me thinking. I'll leave all of the prompts as well down in the description in case you want to play along, and if you do have a go and film it yourself, please let me know and then I can come over and check it out. So the first prompt is Mr. Green, or in the UK we call him Reverend Green, and the prompt for that is a book that takes place in the UK. So I picked, there are plenty of books that take place in the UK, but the one I've picked is one that I read fairly recently, and that is Lord of Shadows. I'm going to leave a picture of all these books up just here, but that is Lord of Shadows, and that is by, I think it's Cassandra Clare, and that is based in it's a shadow hunter book, if you're familiar with the series, and it's based in the London Institute, and they also head over to Cornwall, which I thought was really cool. I remember when I was reading it thinking, oh, Cornwall, I've been there, and London, I've been there, so that was really fun. The second prompt is based on Colonel Mustard. We also call him Colonel Mustard here in the UK, and that is a book featuring a character in the military. I think I've cheated. So the book I've chosen isn't like the real military, it's not based on the real military, but it is a military dystopian book. So I picked Shatter Me by TAHEREH MAFI, so I'll leave a picture up there. I've said that wrong. And Adam in the first book, there's a lot of characters that are in the military, if you will. Shatter Me is one of my favourite series ever, so I picked this one and I'm really happy I was able to integrate it into the book tag. But yeah, Adam is in one as military, so of sorts, so it kind of works, I think. If I'm cheating, let me know, but I don't think I've read any other military books. A lot of the prompts in this tag have made me really think about books I need to start like reading. I'm so like stuck in my own little genre. So the next character is Mrs. Peacock, and the prompt is a book you feel is patriotic. So I think this would be easier if we lived in America. Obviously America is very patriotic, whereas I'm not sure, maybe we are with the royals and stuff, but I've not read any books based around the British royalty because it's not my jam. Maybe it is, but I haven't read anything, so I cheated again, and I picked Mary Poppins because is there anything more British? Oh, I suppose Peter Pan. But I picked Mary Poppins because it's set in the UK, and it makes me think of the UK and England. The next prompt, I can't remember who it's based on, but it's a book where the main character is part of the household staff. Again, nothing comes to mind immediately. I tend to read a lot of like fantasy or like YA, and I went through a phase of reading loads of dystopian and stuff like that, so I guess these kind of like questions are based on like households and royalty and military, then they're just not things that I would normally reach for, so I've adapted my response, I guess, and I've picked Wonderlost. So the main character in Wonderlost works for a tour company, and they take like old age pensioners around. I guess it's not exclusively pensioners, but on this tour it is, and she takes them all the way around Europe, so she works for the tour company. That's a good travel book. If you like, it's nice, it's just sweet and warming. So yeah, I liked that one a lot, and I picked that one because she's staff and I think it counts. The next prompt is based around the library, which is obviously a location on Clue and Cluedo. And this is a book about books. So I picked two for this. I picked one that I really want to read and one that I think I've read and I have read and it fits the tag. So the one that I want to read is Midnight Library. Heather mentioned it in her video as well, and I've only heard good things about it, so it's on my TBR, but I felt like that was cheating again because I haven't read it yet. So I went with Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now, it's not necessarily about a library, but I know a lot of it is like looking up to find out what's in the chamber, and like they've got the magic book that Harry has from Voldemort. So I thought that one worked for that one. I picked some books in this tag that I've never picked before for a tag, so it's quite exciting. The next prompt is based around the kitchen. A book that is a culinary mystery. I picked Tweet Cute. This one I didn't rank that highly, I don't think. I didn't rate it that great, but it was a cute book and I sped through it, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's based around bakeries and like little shops in New York. So it's definitely based around food, and I thought it was a cute book to include for this prompt. The next prompt is Conservatory, a book or cover that features plants or trees. I've definitely mentioned this book before, and it's Wilder Girls. Is this not the most beautiful cover like ever? Yeah, I love that one, so I picked that one. It's actually a really good book, and when I started reading it, so it's about these girls that go to this school on like an island. It's not an island, it's like an island off of like a big city in New York, in America. I feel like it's New York, but I can't fully remember. And they go to this school on this island anyway, and they start getting sick and they're not allowed off the island, and they start like growing extra limbs and gills and all sorts of nonsense. And I started reading the book fairly early on in the pandemic, so it was all like, oh my god. So I really enjoyed the book, and the cover is beautiful. I would recommend that one. The next prompt is Hall, a book that takes place in a mansion. Technically, I think this book takes place in a castle, but a castle is surely just a big mansion. So I picked the Selection series by KIERA. Those are such good books. I think I stopped after the third book. I do think there's more now, but by the third book I was done. I was happy, I was fulfilled, I enjoyed the story well enough, and yeah, that's all set in like a castle, so you've got the pretty ball gowns and things like that. So yeah, I picked that one, but I also could have picked The Winner's Curse. That's set in a mansion, I think. So yeah, but I went with the Selection. Okay, we're on to weapons now, and we're on to Candlestick, and that's a book that takes place or was written prior to 1802. I've read nothing that even comes close. So I've put one on there that is on my TBR, and it's one that I think is a little bit intimidating for me to read, because I've not read any classics yet. Not really. I mean, I've read Alice, but I did have a look, and I think Alice was written after 1802. So I've gone with Wuthering Heights. I think I have a copy, actually, so maybe I'll read it this year. Probably not, but maybe I will, and that's the one I've picked for that. Okay, the next weapon is A Gun, a book featuring a police officer. I had to go way back. So I've read a couple of like murder mysteries or like just horror books, but I really don't like a book when there's like a detective in it, because I find it too serious, and like sometimes it's fine, but other times like a detective comes in and they're like, oh, like, where have they gone, what are they doing, and I like to figure that out myself. So the one I picked was one I've read many moons ago, and that is the Da Vinci Code. I read this probably when I wasn't 18, I must have been 16, and I remember really enjoying it. I've got a couple more Dan Brown books on my bookshelf, but obviously it's been a few years since I read the Da Vinci Code and I haven't picked them up yet, but I do want to. So I picked, that's got a detective in it for sure, I remember. Yeah, definitely. The next weapon prompt is wrench, and that is a book with a skilled trade. I wasn't really sure what this meant, and I feel like I've probably misinterpreted it, but I went with the Escape Room by Megan Goldin, and I'm pretty sure that it's based around a finance firm, or they definitely do finance in this firm. So I picked that one. It's actually a really good book. It's not one I would normally pick up, but I really enjoyed it, and I think I probably really enjoyed it because I wouldn't normally pick it up. But I don't know if like a skilled trade is like policeman, fireman, doctor, you know, things like that. But I picked finance workers because that's a trade, right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And then the last weapon prompt is a book where a realistic murder takes place, and I picked We Were Liars by E.Lockhart. I really enjoyed this book until the end. I'm not gonna tell anybody what it's about just in case you haven't read it, but I know there's like more books by E.Lockhart in that series, not in the series but that are similar, and I don't want to pick them up because like I enjoyed it so much, and then at the end I was like, oh, you know, I don't know. But that's the one I picked for that because lots of the books I read don't have realistic deaths in them. They're like murders in them. That's why I picked that one, because not many books that I've read have murders in. I did read a book once, but I can't remember what it was called, but it was about a girls' school, and one of the girls was going around murdering all of her friends, but nobody knew. It was like The Good Girl something, or A Good Girl something. I can't remember. I would have picked that one, but I couldn't remember what it was called, so I went with We Were Liars. I hope that you have enjoyed this book tag. I really had to think to put these together, so I hope that you enjoyed it. If you do want to take part, then the prompts will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!